Oh, welcome back to another episode of On the Spot Sports. I'm Jack, and today's episode we're joined by a very special guest, current professional hockey goaltender Bryn Sommerfeldt. Bryn most recently played for the Indiana Sentinels in the Federal Prospects Hockey League, but before that, he spent his first year pro with the Motor City Rockers of the FPHL as well, playing in 8 games, and he put on a show the last couple years there in the Fed. But before that, he spent time in the ACHA Division III college hockey with Michigan State University with the Spartans, and he played high school at Farmington United before that, where he also scored a goal as well. So we'll have to dive into that a little bit. I know you love scoring goals now, apparently, but
But
I've
can't beat it.
been exactly. I've been excited to get you on the show. So welcome to the show, Bryn Sommerfeldt.
Thank you for having me. It's been glad we could put it together and finally make it happen.
Yeah, exactly. I know we talked about it for a while, especially when we were down in Indiana, but it didn't
Never
work
mind.
out. We were always up to something, so didn't work out, but I'm glad we're able to get it going now. But yeah, how have you been, dude? I know it's been quite the journey the last couple of months.
I've been pretty good. Things obviously happen with Indiana and I've got my head high and training, doing what I can to find the next option. So I've been pretty good. A lot of support around it and
Yeah.
you know, takes time.
Yeah, what
Patience.
what patience, baby. Patience. What have you been doing since you've been back home? Because you're in Michigan now, so like what have you been doing?
Uh I've been I've been recently working. I was lurking landscaping beforehand, so I picked some hours up there and just training and skating with my goaltending coach, KD. And yeah, so I'm just trying to get the ice on and stay healthy, stay fresh, and make some money.
Yeah, hey, three good best things you can do: make money, play hockey, and train. And that's all what
Exactly.
it's about.
Uh,
But you're from Farmington Hills, Michigan. So like, what was it like growing up in that area in Michigan and just going throughout youth hockey to get to where you're at today?
um, Honestly, Farmington Hills, it was a pretty good small town. I mean, a lot of my generation
Your
is a
your
lot of my
generation.
generation is just like it was all of my generation was like with me. So like everybody growing up, we had a team together. So we had like a full group of like 17, 18 guys that like all went through high school
Yeah,
together. So like we were all close, young. But growing out of that, like it seems like it's becoming a lot less and less. So I'm glad that kind of got together and with those guys, and it kind of made a fun bond growing up because I'm still hanging out with those guys to today.
yeah.
So it was a fun time.
Yeah, just create those bonds with your teammates, especially because you're going throughout or growing up throughout the system with them, and you're not changing teams constantly. Like you have the same guys basically
Hmm.
for your entire youth career. So at least that's you're able to have those friendships and everything to come to fruition and just continue to grow throughout even now when you're 23.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a blast. Still hanging
Oh
out with them today, so
yeah,
can't beat it.
exactly. You can't beat that. But what ultimately made you decide to become a goalie? Like we all get this question. Goalies are weird. Like why would you're crazy. Like why would you be a goalie? Like what was your why I chose to be a goalie?
Honestly, we had in my mite teams back in Farmington, we had a team set of gear and they got passed around the room. And when it came to me, it kind of just stuck with me. And then I remember that I was goalie for photo day and I just ate it up. Like I loved it. I was ready to pad stack in front of the team. Just, you
This
know,
guy loves the camera.
oh, loved it.
Yeah.
So
No,
that's the moment I fell in love. And my dad was like, oh, crap. He kind of hated the idea of it, but he kind of pursued me through it. So I stuck with it.
gotta spend a shit ton of money on goalie equipment now.
Yeah, I know. Money
Yeah.
grows on trees, I guess.
Yeah, something like that. But that's That's cool that that's how you started out. Just at picture day, you're like, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna eat it and let's do it. But like what was it like playing goalie throughout like the youth programs? Like what youth programs did you play throughout youth?
So we had a program out of like the Farmington Hills Ice Arena, which was like the mini mites. My dad, his buddy, and a couple other kids I was going to elementary school with, like all wanted to start playing hockey together. So we started playing soccer together. So that kind of transitioned into hockey. So I played for the Farmington Hills Mustangs. That was a spring team that we put together. Then you had the Ice Reapers. Um, these were all based out of that Farmington rink. So then that transitioned into Farmington Hills Suburban, and that's where it kind of took off from there.
Yeah, that's awesome. You're just having fun, spend time with friends and stacking those pads up and just making crazy pad stacks, crazy windmill saves. Like can't beat it.
Uh, yeah, I kind of grew into that. I wasn't was we all start dust at some point.
Exactly. But like
Let it
what's
go.
your favorite what's your favorite thing about being a goalie?
Favorite thing is being able to control the game,
Yeah.
honestly, because it starts 0-0. We all love to score, but like I love to control the game, try to help the fellas out in the D zone because
Yeah.
it's a tough area for a lot of people. It's foreign, so unless you got a good program that can keep them out, then
Yeah.
I love to do that job.
Yeah. It's what it's all about making saves. Being a little bit crazy, a little bit odd, but hey, that's part of the position.
Exactly.
But you do like scoring goals. You've obviously scored one in high school that we'll talk about in a little bit. But like what was it like going like obviously you go throughout your youth program, then you go into high school. Like what like youth hockey is or high school hockey is a lot of fun. Like it's probably one of the glory days, honestly. It's like because you just have so much fun playing high school hockey. So like what was high school hockey like for you in Farmington Hills with the high school there?
Yeah. Like I said, with a lot of those guys growing up with youth hockey, we had all those guys that were at high school. So going into my junior year at high school, I didn't play sophomore year because we had two big starters there, and I knew I want to get the play time and
Yeah.
that growth. So going into my junior year, we had about 17 seniors going onto that team.
Damn.
So yeah, there was a lot of chemistry on that team. That was one of my favorite groups, and then it kind of transitioned into a more of a rookie, younger team the next year. But having that veteran status, it was able to hold it all together a little bit. So
Yeah.
high school was fun. It was a great experience, and I honestly want to pass it up.
Yeah, and you put up pretty good numbers throughout your 2 years there. Like what made that so successful, especially like that second year when you don't have all the senior or when you have 17 seniors there. Like obviously it helps when you're having that much veteran presence as well.
Yeah, I would honestly say KD. I was skating with him so much throughout those summers. It prepared me for what I was walking into, and I was hungry for it. I mean, I love the game, and that's where I was falling in love with it even more. So
Yeah.
definitely that played a big part in it.
Yeah, you just gotta trust the process. Like that's the biggest thing is just trusting the process. And obviously you're still young and probably a little bit dumb at that stage still, but you're at least like finding that love for the game again and just finding like that once you do these off ice stuff and like these like off ice sessions and train and skate, like you're eventually gonna find your path in that success. But then like you go throughout your 2 years and we talked about like you scored a goal. Like what we have to come back to that. Like what was that game like or like what led to that goalie goal? Because that's a once in a lifetime thing. Maybe it could happen a couple more times if you you get the chance to.
No, that night was it's still like melted into my brain.
Oh, I know. We talked about it in Indiana. I remember that.
Yeah, it was an unreal experience. Firstly, it was playing against a coach that I worked with, that played with, um, and then a few of the guys I knew on that team. So it started off with that excitement off the rip. Ended up having like a 40 save night, and we were up 2 goals,
No
and
big deal.
yeah, they pulled their goalie with like 2 goals down, 2 goals. It was like 6-5-3, 5-4. Um, and the puck came down to me. I hear all my family in the corner, shoot it, shoot it. I'm like, yeah, I'm obviously gonna take this shot
Duh.
and let it rip. And you know, that was unreal celebration with all the fellas and going down the line.
Yeah.
That was
What was that celly like? I know it's in you have it on video, but like what was the celly?
uh I didn't really have like time for a Sally because right when I shot it, my D man like stood there, watched it, and turned and gave me a big old hug. So, I was celebrating with my captain there, and he was happy for me. All the fellas came in and then went down the line and gave my family some love too.
Yeah. If you got a chance for another one, what would your celly be? You had the time all the time in the world to think about it and everything. What would it be?
I might throw up like the Conor McGregor arms, just like a
No
nice little
gritty,
like, it was just yeah, or like a little Uzi shoulder roll, just something casual, but like just
but like make you like on the shit.
exactly. Have a little swagger with it.
Yeah. You have to, especially if you score a goal as a goalie, you got to have that swagger, and like that's you have to. Like there's no other option.
I might chuck a stick into the stands, honestly. Would do a
Hey,
little.
just, just chuck it up there. That would go as an all-time celly for sure. Like I've always thought about like what would my go-to celly be if I scored a goal, because like that's obviously on the bucket list of everyone. So I do like the bow and arrow one too. Just like
Bow and
the
arrow.
the
Yeah.
bow and arrow. Just get it going.
It's
But
tough to do in goalie gear a little bit, but
yeah, but we'll figure it out. We'll practice a couple times. But after your college career or your high school career came to a close, like you went on to play Michigan State for the Spartans. Like, what was the decision to go to Michigan State? I know it's close to home. It's like, what was that process like to commit there?
um, so coming out of high school, all 18, 19-year-olds are, trying, begging for junior hockey.
Yeah,
So I wanted to try to play junior hockey somewhere. Opportunities kind of fell apart. And then you had COVID hit, so it came down to two decisions: whether I was going to school or go play hockey somewhere else. And I couldn't find that somewhere else that I really really wanted to go to. So I decided to go to Michigan State. Had a bunch of my guys there, and they were playing ACHA 3, so I didn't even care to look at ACHA 2, and
yeah,
I kind of fell in love with that program and stuck with it.
yeah. And you got the start right away. You played 17 games out of what, a 26 game season or something
Yeah,
like that. It's like, what was it like just being able to go right into it and right into the ACHA game and really like take your step in stride?
I was, having a blast with it. I was, at school with all these guys that, they all had faith in me. So like going in and play hockey, like I knew these guys had my back,
Yeah,
having some fun with hockey, like, yeah, just got that good feeling right off the rip. And, I was itching from COVID, so couldn't beat it. You're playing
yeah,
hockey, I'm here getting some starts. It, laid a good mood on me. So
yeah.
definitely
You're
put it.
just having fun, and that's all you can do. Like your performance obviously has an impact when you're just having fun. So that's what you gotta do. You're enjoying it. You pick up your first college win. Like what was that game like?
Oh, I do got that puck up there. It was a good win. That was I think it was against Ferris or it was Calvin. It was one of those, but it was a good solid win. Going into it, obviously I had a little shakes. I was kind of nervous getting into a new
Yeah,
program, getting out of high school into something bigger. But that game was it. I held my ground. I think we ended up. I think we ended up going to overtime that game, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of games ago. But it was unreal. All the fellas celebrated with me in the locker room, singing our after songs and all
yeah,
good mood. So,
yeah. You can't beat that. And it's just a good time, and any level of college is hard to get a win. So you got to win there, and you get past the game one shake. So get that out of the way. So now you're just popping and just banging around.
hmm it became a familiar ground, and yeah, that's where my ACHA story took off from
Yeah,
there.
there you go. Just took off to the moon, and you played 3 years there. What was that second year you got 9 games, so obviously a little bit of a drop off from your first season. But like, what was that season like for you? Even though like you only played 9 games.
Yeah, that second season we had a few of the my buddies dropped out. So we had a lot of new guys that came onto the team. Um, we had a goalie partner, Ryan Smith. He came in. He was a stud as well. So it was just me and him splitting games, and we were kind of alternating the weekends because we had the 2 game splits. So we were just splitting, having fun, and less games, but
Yeah,
still
but you're
enjoyable.
still you're still having fun.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of fun when you're battling with your goalie partner and a good friend as well.
hmm
Like we learned that we had good battles this year in Indiana, and like it's always a blast when you're having that friendly competition and everything. So like, what is it about like that friendly competition that just gets you going?
The thing that gets me going is whenever like you have those goalie buddies that you see is working hard, it just makes you want to work harder.
Yeah,
Like it brings that good positive energy, and you know I can I can vouch that that was how it was at Motor City too. So like
yeah,
all that good energy and that goalie bond can't beat anything else. Like
no,
honestly, goalies get each other. We have
yeah,
that mindset that kind of clicks. So
yeah. Just that chemistry going. Like the best chemistry in the room is the goalies. Like let's be
yep,
honest here. We
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 all
all we all get each other. We're all weird in some way. We're all crazy. Like it all works out.
exactly.
Yeah, but like what did you learn throughout your ACHA college hockey experience to help you get into the Fed and like use that to progress your career?
Honestly, going into school, like everybody's hopes and dreams is go D1,
Yeah,
go play sick college hockey, and kind of getting into it. I was, at this Big Ten school, so I'm like, I always had that opportunity in my head. I'm like, I'm at this school, might as well make something happen, and
yeah,
like, if something happens, who knows? Maybe it'll work out. So it kind of made me kind of really focus in and take ACHA 3 like it's D1 and try to find my game.
yeah. Just dial in, win games and party it up after.
Yep.
Yeah, but like that third year comes and like you said, like you had good goalie partners, you had good chemistry with the guys, you played 11 games. Like what was that last year like for you? Because I'm sure it's a different story because it's your last year of college and you just want to enjoy it and you don't know what's gonna happen after that and like you don't know if you're playing pro after or anything like that.
Yeah, no, that last year was definitely memorable in here because that was we had our group house, like we had a hockey house, so like all the guys were connected through that. Um, we were all actively going out, having fun. We, did our rituals, going on bus rides. Those all those guys made it such a special moment, and then especially going into the senior year, everybody like you wanted it for one another. So
Yeah,
like I had that respect from the younger guys, like putting in that work. Um, so it kind of made it a fun year overall. And we had new coaching change that year because we had Don Headley as our head coach the first couple years. But he kind of opted his way out, and we had one of our guys' dads who coached U of D Jesuit hockey. He came in and helped, and then we had Rem Murray. He played some games in the show, come out and coach the guys. So just that spiked the energy a lot more. You know, fresh coaching staff, fresh vibes. Um, and then kind of led from there, building on one another. And, you know, ultimately that end of the year, we finally got to our national championship run and go and experience St. Louis. So that was the most memorable part.
Yeah, what was that national championship experience like going to St. Louis? Like it means bigger because it's a national championship rounds and you're in St. Louis and you're able to just be with the boys and like the road, you know how it goes. The road trips are the best parts about playing the game besides being on the ice. Like the off ice stuff means so much, means a lot to all of us. Like what was that whole experience like for you?
So being in the Michigan ACHA team, like we didn't travel that far. So like our longest bus ride might have been like 3, 4 hours.
Yeah.
So finally getting a nice long road trip with the fellas, going down, staying at a hotel, just being around in that facility with them. Like we stayed after one of our games, we stayed, all got some drinks and watched the game, hung out, and like we all enjoyed it. All the parents seemed to enjoy it, the coaching staff. It was just being able to travel with them and be able to, you know, relive more hockey in this new environment because none of us been down there. And it's been a
Yeah.
while for the program, so it was a fun time for sure.
Yeah, good exposure for the program for the years
Exactly.
following and just a good experience overall for the boys and for the families and like you can't go wrong when you're battling for a national championship and then obviously like at the end like you're just having a good time with the guys and boozing it up a little bit as well.
Exactly. And you know, you can't beat playing in that facility. I mean, it was
No.
unreal. They got 3 sheets and it's all St. Louis Blues stuff, so it makes you want it even more there. So
Yeah, it makes it feel like it's the show.
exactly.
It's all we want in life is just to feel like we're in the show for one
Yep.
day,
Yep.
one weekend.
Give me a 1 day contract. I'll be happy.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Exactly. But you put up your best year during senior year as well. Like you went 8-3. So
Hmm.
like obviously like being having that family, I'm sure made a big impact and you're just having a lot of fun with the game like we've been saying.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. But then after your time at Michigan State came to a close, like what was your decisions after that? Like obviously you went on to the Fed to Motor City the next year, but like were you planning on being done or were you planning on trying to go as far as you can?
Um, that was a big question for me coming out of it. I graduated and got my degree, and I didn't know how to like kind of transition into it. So like
Yeah.
I just thought more and more, I'm like, I'm putting up good numbers. I'm still healthy. I'm young. I want to keep playing. And, you know, put some word around, try to get some opportunities. And, magic happened and found my way into pro hockey.
Yeah. Found your way into the Fed with the Motor City Rockers. Like what how did you find Motor City and like what was the process like to sign there? Because it was you put up a good year for going when you got in halfway through the year or whatever. Because you started out as a third string. So like what like the whole process like to get there first before going on to talk about the season.
Yeah, the whole I'm trying to think back. I ended up emailing their head coach at the time, which was Gordy Brown, and he coached Northville High School, which is another local high school here. So he kind of knew me a little bit through that. But went out to the free agent camp, and everybody was wanting me out of the guys who came out and had a good conversation, and they brought me on.
Yeah, that's awesome. And like you obviously started out as a third string as a practice guy because you had Babs and Rico in front of you, two great goalies as well. So like what do you have to learn from those guys?
Honestly, they taught me how things like should be. They they always took care of themselves, stretching, doing these little things that, really added up for them to on the ice. And they when we got onto the ice, they always like pushed me, through skating drills. We went off to the side, did our own thing. So just having that pro mindset around me kind of built me, and it was a good thing because they took me under their wing, and it
Yeah.
all all worked out.
Yeah. Like what do you learn throughout that time when you are a third string? Obviously, because everyone all of us want to be dressing and being in the net, being in the crease to start, but you had to go the long way and just practice and practice and practice, and then you finally get your shot. Like what would you learn just from practicing?
Um, Learning to be consistent, and like learning the way, like learning your role throughout the room. Like,
Yeah.
you're a third string, so you gotta do your certain duties, and then, when you get into your game, focusing on practice every day, trying to replicate what you're doing to make the transition easy when you do get that game. So like just rip and practice just helped in general, and then being able to get some spurts of backing up and kind of feeling the energy out kind of really coped you.
Yeah. Really gets you going when you're just even just on the bench and you feel all the energy, the crowd, like, and you
Mm-hmm.
feel like you're actually in a game too when you're even if you're on the bench.
Yep, you're a part of it no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. But you end up getting your starts. You play 8 games. You get your first win, and you also have a crazy story that you get pulled with a shutout going before the game before. So like, what? Take us through that game, and then take us through your game that you actually get your first win out of too.
Yeah, so the first game ended up, get told I'm getting the start, go into it having a great mindset. Ended up having a 13 save outing, and go back into the locker room, and I was signed as an e-bug at the time, so they didn't get that figured out, and our own owner called to ask if it's okay. And yeah, our own owner kicked me out of the game basically, and it was I was a little butthurt, but
Yeah,
I kind of
get a
learned to,
shutout going. No big deal.
yeah, I knew I did my job. You can't ask for anything better. You didn't let up anything, and you're getting pulled, so you did nothing wrong. So that
Yeah.
really didn't hurt my mindset. So kind of dealt with that adversity and moved forward to the next day.
Yeah, and then you end up getting your first win, your start technically your second start, but you get your first win out of the way that next night. Like, take us through getting your first pro win.
Yeah, that game was fun. Going into it, had the shakes again. That I don't know, like you had the 13 save shot or save night. Like you went into it, I was still shaky. But getting into it, got a good rhythm of saves, so got the mind going. And then the first goal against was the weirdest goal ever. And all I could do was laugh, and it kind of eased the game, and it went from there. The first goal was off the backboards, rolled across the top of the net, off my back and in. So like,
Of course, it's
stuff like that happens. So you just
once in a
laugh.
season thing to happen.
Yep. So you laugh at that and kind of push forward, and the boys kind of knew how much I wanted it, so like you pushed really hard to get me that win. So going down to Indiana and experience the Dashers barn, that was fun. So it was a
Yeah,
good spot to get it.
yeah, for sure. And like it's always good to get that win out of the way because then once you get that win out of the way, everything's a lot lighter on your shoulders and you're able to just settle in and
Hmm.
you play seven more games after that. You dress in 40. So like what was the rest of the season like for you and just finally like being in games like everyone wants to like being in games and just being dressed.
Yeah, it was just honestly throughout the whole season was just trying to keep the group together. There was a lot of adversity throughout like the ownerships and our coaching staff, so it was something to kind of like pulling the boys, kind of if we want to do this, we got to do this together.
Yeah.
So throughout the whole year, everybody basically thanked me for that, and trying to you know bring as much positive energy into the room as much as there was negative. So
Yeah. You just gotta come every day to the rink with a smile on your face and it's contagious. So once you're smiling like and you're cracking jokes or whatever you're doing, whatever shenanigans you're doing, like it's gonna boost up positive energy in the room.
yeah.
And then so like what were some of your favorite barns to play in last year during your stint in Motor City and like just like how good of an atmosphere like some of these places get?
Yeah, getting into my first, at least my first backup throughout the year was, in Danbury. So getting to experience that first kind of like made everything go easy after that.
Yeah.
The crowd gave you a lot of heckling and some very inappropriate jokes by older and very younger kids. Um, but so that was a good experience. I never got to play in that place, but backup was a fun go. And then I think one of my favorite times was down in when we played Blue Ridge. We were getting pumped a little bit. I ended up going in. And as soon as I go in, there was a whole line brawl. So I got three dudes that are dropping in front of me and just sitting there watching it all. Thought about a goalie fight, but I'm like, I just got in. I'm not getting right out. So
Yeah.
I'd say Withville, and then you can't beat Bingo. I never played there, but backed up there too. So that was another fun crowd.
Yeah. Danbury, like I had the same experience as backup like in Danbury. Like it's something else. Like you just get chirped like it's like you're not even playing. You just gotta take, you just gotta eat everything. You can't do anything about it. You're just so many different sayings are going around. You suck, you know what else is going on, but like it just the atmosphere is so much fun and then like the Danbury fans will just come talk to you after the game and it's all in good fun. So it makes it a pretty cool atmosphere to be a part of as well.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. But then you finish out the year in Motor City and then you go to Indiana for a quick stint there. It's like what was like obviously like we had good times in Indiana with just the boys in practice and everything and 3-on-3 Mondays and stuff like that. Like what like what was it about those times that really like helped like you settle into Indiana a little bit?
Um, you know, like you said, the boys really helped me get settled in. Coming in early, there was a few guys there that was warm welcome, you being one, and we ended up exploring together, kind of figuring this all out together, and I hate to say it, we all like got trauma bonded together, and it came even closer. So it was the guys brought a good atmosphere, and then kind of going into it, I was very you didn't know what was going to happen because there
Yeah.
was some changes throughout the beginning of the season, so it wasn't what I was expecting going in. Um, but I took everything for granted, or don't take everything for granted, and kind of just keep pushing along. You're there for hockey, so focus on hockey. So anytime you can get on the ice for those 3-on-3s, those were pretty fun.
Yeah.
They were brutal on the legs, but experience down in Columbus, it was you look at it in a fun way because you take the little things. So the 3-on-3, all that fun practice time with the fellas, that really made me happy down there, and that's what made it feel like a real deal. But you know,
Yeah. It
good enough from
was yeah. It was def like the 3-on-3 Mondays was definitely some of the most fun times because we're just out there for 2 hours. I think once we're almost out there for 3 hours at one time, and the legs are just dead. Like it's either two of us or three of us, depending on the day. I know we had two one day, two goalies one day, but we had all three of us on the other day. But like my legs were destroyed after that, and it was a good recovery session after when you're able to get off the ice. But like, it's a good bonding experience with the boys, and just to have it be playing 3-on-3 in the small ice in Columbus there was fun.
Yeah, you don't have a little small rink in anywhere else, so might as well use it and have some fun with it.
Yeah, exactly. A little 3-on-3, teams of four, whatever it may be, and just the boys were buzzing, the boys were chirping each other. Like some games are quick, some games last seem like they lasted for 30 minutes before the we got to like 3, 4 goals or whatever the winning goal was. But that's what made it worth everything. It's just those 3-on-3 games.
Hmm.
Yeah, but like then like going and then like just the fans and everything. The atmosphere was pretty cool on that home opener night as well. And like that first weekend, like the fans and the atmosphere within the rink, like what was that like for you?
It was really good to see like the community come together as much as like it was told it was going to be. Because I came down for the they had a space event or airspace event down in
Yeah.
Columbus. So I came down to meet some of the front office and kind of see what the lay of the land is. And there was so many people that were coming up, interested in the program and going into the season. I didn't expect that place to get that packed on that opener night. So it was really good to see that and like see that there's a lot of people that would support this if the team is good.
Yeah. Like it was raining, like the whole atmosphere was like it was buzzing in there. Like
It was a
it was
sick.
loud, it was buzzing. Like that's what you want, especially for like a smaller rink. Like once
Hmm.
you get that building packed, like you're gonna be able to, it's gonna be an unreal barn to play in.
Yep.
Yeah. But I have a few more questions before we wrap this episode up. Like I know we post on Instagram Q&A questions, and we got quite a few. So we'll
Let's
start
get it.
with we'll start with the first one. And what's your favorite thing about working with young goalies as a coach?
Favorite thing is seeing like the little you in that kid. Like working with a goalie, like like they might be a little bratty or like,
Yeah.
kind of tease you a little bit, but like you were that as a kid. So like seeing that mirror image is probably my favorite part. And like seeing them grow as well too.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you coach during the summer and everything. So like what is it like just like obviously like you're you've gone through so many different experiences and you're able to just relay this information to like these younger kids and that really look up to you as a goalie and as a coach and as a person as well. So like what's it about coaching the next generation of goalies that really like is important to you?
Just letting kids like getting kids allowing them to like know that like this is fun, like
Hmm.
enjoy the crap out of this because like you don't get this for a long time, so like
Yeah.
working with these kids is something that like it kind of like going throughout the years getting coached, it relayed down to me, so it wasn't hard kind of transitioning into coaching, but seeing these kids wanting to work, it makes me want to coach.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun coaching like just
Hmm.
seeing how like interested these kids are to learn the position that we love like get it gets me fired up and it's like this like sometimes they don't have the biggest attention span like we talked about like but like it's just fun to just be able to shoot pucks and have these goalies like feel the puck like and like you see improvement every single time they're on the ice and
Hmm.
it like you're like yeah like little improvement like that's all I care about is just have seeing little kids have fun and grow as a person and obviously as a goalie as well.
Hmm.
Yeah. But the next question is what's your favorite kid-friendly memory about playing the ACHA at Michigan State?
I gotta say, when we were going into playoffs, like we had our hockey house, and our team bond was pretty unreal at the time. So we actually had like a rookie party where all the rookies got their haircuts, and we set up shop right on the sidewalk of Grand River, right in front of the McDonald's. So cars are flying past, guys are getting the haircuts. We had one guy get a bowl cut. The
Oh,
other guy had got like checkerboard around his head. Like it
what
was
would you get?
I didn't get anything. I had my seniority. I was a senior. I'm making all the rookies do it.
Yeah, a
Um,
little
I was
rookie party
not gonna.
action.
Yeah, no, I was not gonna get involved in that. But it was definitely fun to see because I did it a little bit in high school. We all got mullets going into our senior year, go playoffs too. But
Dabbled in the mullet. I like
yeah,
it.
I did get the mullet, so I did get my fair share of it. But that memory on MSU, all the guys together having fun, just messing each other hair up before getting on the bus. So
Just a
that was
bonding experience for the ages there.
exactly, it's probably not the smartest thing, but it brought the fellas together and get ready to go playoffs.
Yeah, that brings the camaraderie up, brings the boys together. Like, no, there's no better time to go into playoff time just like that.
Yep, I got pretty good at haircutting. I could give you one.
Buddy, you're not getting me one, that's for sure. What would you do? Like you dabble in the mullet. Like if you weren't a senior and had your seniority, what would you have to what would you do? Just
I
buzz it?
I No, 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 no. I'd have
I'll
I
I'll
can rock
buzz
a
I'll
mullet.
buzz
I
your
can
hair.
rock a
I'll
mullet.
buzz your hair. Dude,
All
just
right.
give me the razor and I'll fucking
I hold a razor, you hold a razor, we go at it. Let's
yeah.
go.
One on one with the razors.
But yeah, no, I can rock a mullet, so that would be my go-to choice. We had one
Yeah.
guy get a bowl cut, and that was rough.
Yeah, it's not a good look. I'll go the mullet with you. Everyone loves a
I
mullet.
could rock it.
Chicks
Mullet with some
dig a mullet.
mullet and some pit vipers.
Yeah, there you go. I can't go wrong with that. The next question is how good does it feel to be on your next path and your next adventure, wherever that may be, and you're just like you said, you're enjoying the time being home and training back at home with Katie. Just like what's how excited are you to have that next path come?
I'm excited for the journey. Like, I can end up anywhere.
Yeah,
Um, and that's the most exciting part. Every day is a new day. And I'm just ready to flip that page whenever that time comes. But until then, I'm more than happy staying at home, practicing and, getting some money in and hanging out
yeah,
with my local friends.
yeah. Can't complain, especially because you're hanging with friends and family. Like nothing better,
Hmm.
especially in a time when you don't know what's gonna happen next. But like once you get that next opportunity, I know you're gonna take full advantage of it, like always.
Hmm. Ready for it.
Oh yeah, love that. But the next question is, can we get more Bryn gritty content soon?
Oh, that could be another Sully too. Maybe. Ooh, I love my post win, Grady. That's my favorite thing.
Uh-huh. Did you do that
I,
after every win?
uh, no, it started towards the end. After I got my feet under my ground, got my swagger up.
There
But
you go.
yeah, no, that was a fun game.
Yeah, you gotta continue that whenever you get the next win.
Yep, I'll definitely have to get another video in there. So be
Yeah.
tuned for that.
Maybe I'll send put a video in here of you doing the gritty.
Please do.
Yeah. Yeah. But like what was it like having that swagger come back? Like when you finally get your feet settled and feet in it, like and just having that swagger back because you need to have a swagger as a goalie. Like when you're winning games, like everything's perfect and you have that swagger.
Hmm. I think once I got my feet under the ground, like building that confidence, as a goalie, knowing that like I can make these saves, I can be as good as these
Yeah.
other people. So like might as well have some pizzazz to it and let the crowd know that I'm here to have fun too and not here only just to stop pucks. So
Here to win games and have fun. That's what it's
yes,
about.
gives the crowd a laugh,
Yeah,
make a funny
exactly.
video.
Entertainers.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the last question is like, what's your advice for younger goalies looking to get to that next level?
don't focus so much on the path, just focus on having fun.
Yeah,
Path will come with it. There's many issues like with finding path throughout my career. So like learning off of that adversity of, you can't do this, you got to do it. Like you can do
yeah,
it. You got to just tell yourself you can, and opportunities will come. Even if it's not a spot that you're really wanting to, it can turn into something. I didn't really want to go to Michigan State, but it was the option I had, and it turned into something that I probably won't regret.
yeah.
So
I love that answer, and like everyone focuses too much on like the path, but like if once you're having fun, like because everyone's like I expect to be at this level at this point and stuff like that, and just like you expect yourself to be somewhere where you're not at this time. Like just be where your feet are, have
mhm,
fun, and just enjoy the process. Because like once you start enjoying practices, enjoying playing games, like that's when your performance is gonna excel and you're gonna have that swagger like you've been talking about. Like just have that swagger and that confidence, and it's gonna lead you to success.
you got to learn to love the game before the game loves you.
Yeah. Exactly. Takes a while for the game to love you, but like once you love the game, like makes everything a hell of a lot more easier.
The hockey gods will help you along the way.
Yes, sir. That's what it's all about. But Summer, thank you again for coming on the show. I appreciate your time and like you like whenever that next opportunity comes, I know you're gonna take full advantage and just do a bang job there.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on, and we'll have to stay in touch. Maybe do this again, follow up if I find somewhere.
Absolutely. Maybe we'll play against each other too.
That too. I'm all.
Or with again.
We'll have to drop the mitts, or are we celebrating together? We'll figure it out. We'll
One
maybe
of the
do a
two.
gritty next to one another.
We'll figure it out. But thanks again, Summer.
Thank you.